Imagine waking up every day in a country where not a single permanent river exists. No Nile, no Amazon, no Ganges, not even one. Yet over 35 million people live there. They grow food, build massive cities, and somehow never run out of drinking water. So, how can an entire country survive without a single permanent river? The answer is far more fascinating than you might think. The country we're talking about is Saudi Arabia. Covering more than 2 million square kilometers, it's one of the largest countries in the world. But unlike almost every other nation, Saudi Arabia has no permanent natural rivers. That sounds impossible. After all, civilizations have always depended on rivers. Ancient Egypt had the Nile. India grew around the Indus and Ganges. China flourished because of the Yellow River and the Yangtze. Rivers provide drinking water, help grow crops, support wildlife, and make cities possible. So why doesn't Saudi Arabia have one? The answer begins with geography. Most of Saudi Arabia is covered by vast deserts. Some places receive less than 100 millimeters of rain in an entire year. To put that into perspective, many cities around the world receive that much rain in just a few days. When rain does fall in Saudi Arabia, it's usually short and intense. Instead of forming rivers that flow all year, the water quickly rushes through dry valleys called wadis. Think of a wadi as a river that only wakes up after a storm. Most of the year, it's just dry ground. But after heavy rainfall, it suddenly becomes a fast-moving stream. Sometimes, these flash floods are so powerful that they can sweep away cars and roads within minutes. Then, just as quickly as they appeared, they're gone again. Here's where the story gets really interesting. If there are no rivers, where does everyone get water? The answer is underground. Thousands, even millions of years ago, Arabia wasn't the dry desert we see today. Scientists have discovered that the region once had lakes, grasslands, and flowing rivers. During those wetter periods, rain soaked deep into the ground, filling enormous underground reservoirs called aquifers. This ancient water became trapped beneath layers of rock. Today, Saudi Arabia pumps this hidden water to supply farms, homes, and entire cities. It's often called fossil water because it's incredibly old. But unlike a river, fossil water doesn't refill quickly. Once it's used, it may take thousands of years or even longer to be replaced. But fossil water alone isn't enough. So Saudi Arabia found another solution. It turned to the sea. The country borders both the Red Sea and the Arabian Gulf. The problem? Seawater is far too salty to drink. So engineers remove the salt through a process called desalination. Imagine boiling salty water. The steam rises, leaving the salt behind. Cool the steam, and you get fresh water. Modern desalination plants use more advanced technology, but the basic idea is similar. Today, millions of people rely on this process every single day. Saudi Arabia has become one of the world's largest producers of desalinated water. Without it, life in many of its biggest cities would be nearly impossible. Living without rivers means water must never be wasted. Across Saudi Arabia, wastewater is cleaned and reused. Farmers increasingly use efficient irrigation systems that deliver water directly to plant roots. Cities invest in technology to reduce leaks and conserve supplies. Every drop has value because replacing it takes time, energy, and money. But here's one final surprise. They've also discovered fossils of animals like hippos, elephants, and crocodiles. Thousands of years ago, this land looked completely different. Climate slowly changed, rainfall decreased, rivers disappeared, and the vast deserts we know today took over. Nature rewrote the landscape. So, Saudi Arabia may have no permanent rivers, but it proves something remarkable. Human ingenuity can overcome extraordinary challenges. And the next time you see a river flowing through your city, remember, not every country is lucky enough to have one. If you enjoyed discovering one of Earth's most surprising facts, don't forget to subscribe to the Daily Q, because every day there's another incredible question waiting to be answered.